Do you got a question for Seth here? I know you always got something teed up.
For sure. So, Seth, and we'll pop you up in the monitor in front of you. That way you don't have to turn around. But,
okay.
So
there you are.
Now we know you, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, WrestleMania. It's looking like the main event, right? The story of CM Punk and the Shield goes back, 12, 13 years.
Yes, sir.
So it's pretty amazing to see this thing kind of come. I don't want to say full circle because full circle means it's over. I don't think it's over. But to see this thing come around all these years later, what's it going to mean and feel like for you to step in, that ring at WrestleMania with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and you, man?
I mean, you look at it, three of the biggest icons of the business in the last 15, 20 years. And I think there's a lot of animosity between the three characters that you mentioned. Real animosity, I know, between myself and Punk and Roman and Punk. I think a lot of professional respect between myself and Roman, but also a little bit of distrust there. We've got a lengthy history. And so I think what you're going to get is three very, very combustible elements. And triple threat matches don't have rules. Right. So there's no disqualifications and no countouts. So we really have anything and everything at our disposal to take care of the other two. So I'm really excited for it. You don't really get the opportunity to do triple threat matches at WrestleMania very often. It's often a singles one-on-one contest. So there's a lot at play. And like you mentioned, a lot of history, and we got about a month to dig into all that stuff. So I think it'll come up, and I'll be very curious to see what kind of emotions it elicits from our audience who, we're kind of three fan favorites. But the one thing I notice, as much as these crowds love me, I was in Bologna, they're singing my song, I can barely get a word in edgewise. The minute I start talking about CM Punk or Roman Reigns, they're not too happy about that.
They turn on you a little bit, bro. I've seen it.
But that's the way it is when Punk starts talking about me or Roman starts talking about me or Punk. They love to put the finger in the air, but when you start running down the guys they like, then they don't know how to feel. So there's a lot of complex emotions going on between the three of us and between the audience. So I'm very interested to see how it plays out.
In Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, 19th and 20th, Easter weekend.
I have an idea what I feel might go down. I'm not going to say.
Oh, you got predictions back there, huh? You got predictions.
I've got a show later for that.
Oh, no contest wrestling.
Okay.
But I've got something that I kind of hope ends up happening in that match. That will, because wrestling's all about setting stuff on fire, man. And this thing that pops into my head would set something on fire. I'll tell you after we go off the air.
I mean, that is my thing. Burn it down. Right?
Exactly.
I do set things on fire.
Well,
so.
and as when you sit in the host chair for this program,
that's it.
There are some things that I say or anybody else says that we write down for a possible fantasy football team name.
Oh, what you got?
Combustible elements. Sounds like
Seth Rollins, combustible
there
elements.
You go.
Or just combustible. He's
put
the avatar.
Yeah.
I just think that's a great fantasy team name, combustible elements, because
that's what this match is.
Well, I mean, a fantasy team can be really good and it's a combustible element, or bad, and there are tons of combustible elements on my roster.
Yeah.
I love that one stuck out at me.
Nice.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.